Performance Squad, welcome back to another video. This is Coach Riley and this is Riley Performance. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I personally prepared for my sport nutrition certification. Let's get started. Now first off, I want to say welcome back to the channel, all of my new subscribers and my reoccurring subscribers that's been watching my videos since day one. And again, today, in the topic today, we're going to be talking about how to prepare and study for your sport nutrition certification. And first off, I want to say I'm going to have this video divided into sections. So if any part in the video where you feel as if you feel like this part of the video resonates with you the most, I will have a timestamps on the video so you guys can make sure you click on whatever parts of the video resonate with you the most. And today we're going to be talking about the sport nutrition certification. We're also going to be going over just a brief background on which sport nutrition or nutritionist certification is the best for you and how you implement your training style. And I really just want to give you guys a basic understanding, a little bit of detail on how to best prepare for the exams and how you can have success in the future. So you guys make sure you watch this video in the entirety and stay tuned. So I want to give you guys a brief understanding on the different nutrition certifications that you can actually study for. Currently, this is the NCSF Sport Nutrition. I have received my personal training certification under the same category, and I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to check that out. You guys can get some awesome deals on the coursework, whether that's the sport nutrition, strength coach, or the regular CPT personal trainer. So again, I'll leave that link down below. Now, when it comes to sports nutrition, you have a couple of different options here on where you can actually get your certification from. You have ACE Nutrition, you have ISSA, you have the regular sport nutrition certification, just a basic one, and then you also have the NASM. Now, the thing about the regular certifications on nutrition is that it basically gives you a understanding on how nutrition works as far as eating the right amount of calories to sustain bodily function, and just counting your calories, whether that's macro minerals, micro minerals, but it doesn't give you a very specific detail on how to actually implement nutrition when it comes to training athletes or elite athletes, right? And this is what I liked about the sport nutrition certification here through NCSF, is that it covers a wide variety of nutrition, whether that's to eat the amount of calories to sustain daily value, or if you are a trainer and you're dealing with clients who are high-end athletes or who are competitive athletes and Olympic trainers, it gives you the amount of gives you the right amount of energy that you need to sustain the workouts. This certification will definitely give you a better understanding as opposed to your regular basic nutrition certification. So again, that's just my personal opinion on why I actually chose the sport nutritionist. But again, I'll leave a link down below to the other nutrition certifications that you guys can click on to see which best resonates with you there. Okay, so first we're going to talk about how to actually properly study for an exam like this. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, NCSF has a program where not only do you get the physical copy of the book here that I'm going to show you, this is the paperback copy that comes with the coursework. You also get the ebook online, you get a couple practice tests, you get a final exam, and you also get flashcards. Now, before COVID, they actually did have access to the workshops, but unfortunately, they shut those down. But good news, they actually dropped the price. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, it's a great deal. Now, when it comes to studying for an exam like this, when it comes to sport nutrition, you want to make sure that you are breaking up the sections, into study sessions, right? So sport nutrition is a lot different from your basic nutrition, because your sport nutrition deals with, I need to have the right amount of energy to partake in whatever activity I'm doing. So let's say I'm a track runner. I need to eat the proper amount of food to make sure that the energy levels that are demanded for this track event or for whatever elite athletic event that I'm doing, I have enough to sustain that. So when it comes to the sport nutrition certification, You want to break up the sections. So you've got your macronutrients and micronutrients. That'll be a section to study. You have your dietary supplements and your weight management. That will be a section to study. And then you also have your ergogenic aids, weight analysis, and I'll get to those, further in the video there. But just a basic understanding, you guys want to make sure that you are breaking up the sections. I know, we all want to read the whole book in entirety and, go cover to cover and try to remember everything. But what works best for me is just splitting each section and making sure I recognize and study vocab words, concepts, formulas, things like that. That'll actually help you, remember it better as opposed to going through the whole book. And you guys also want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the ebook online. It's a great study tool on the go when you don't have time to sit there and read the actual paperback copy. You can do the practice quiz, practice tests. You can go through the e-learning online. It is a great tool if you need to, study on your work break. If you need to study, you want to peel off to the library or just on a late night. If you're not really into, looking at the book, you can just look at something digital. So I would definitely take advantage of that. It is a great tool to use. It definitely helps. There's a lot of information in the sport nutrition certification, and just always having it with you, just always, drilling the information into your head, whether that's through the book or online, it's definitely going to help you. And just to give you guys a tip here, I'm not the best when it comes to studying because I tend to try to remember everything as I go along, like I mentioned before. And one thing that worked for me perfectly was going back and reading the chapters more than once. I mean, when I first got this book, I read the entire book. I read it again and again until the information stuck to my head. I took advantage of the ebook online, like I mentioned to you guys before. And don't worry if you don't get the concepts or the formulas or the vocab words right away. I mean, this information, it's very minute. You may miss the smallest thing if you try to skim over it. So again, don't be afraid to go over the section once, go over this section twice, 3 times, however many times it takes for you to drill it into your head. There's so many formulas and concepts when it comes to nutrition, and you just want to make sure that you're absorbing all the information properly. Now, when it comes to the sections that have the most information, or if you want to rephrase that and say the most challenging, I like to say that which ones have the most information, because nothing is challenging if you focus on it and you make sure that you are implementing studying strategies so you can absorb the information. So in this case, which sections in the nutrition cert that have the most information would definitely be the weight management and the dietary supplements, ergogenic aids. Those are sections you guys want to make sure that you are putting extra study time into. So just to give you guys an example, we know that food, right? Food is the natural source of energy that our bodies need, correct? And some of us may that be a deficiency, or maybe just allergic to a certain type of food. There are certain ergogenic aids and dietary supplements that would actually substitute for the nutrients that our body naturally needs. So when it comes to ergogenic aids and weight management, dietary supplements, there's a lot of scientific terms that they may throw at you that may seem daunting at first when you see these big words, these big vocab words, but just make sure that you guys are just understanding the concept of what's being said. And again, don't be afraid to do some Google search on these words too, because sometimes, you'll see the word and you'll back out because, you feel like, you're not going to be able to remember it. You're not going to be able to, remember it during the exam time. But just do some research on, what is the information trying to tell me? Because the book is very specific. It just gives you the information. But I also took advantage of, Googling the word and making sure I knew, okay, like how does the concept work? How does weight management work? How does ergogenic aids? What's the function? Things like that. So you guys make sure that you guys are spending extra time on those sections there, because there's a lot of ergogenic aids. Aids, basically ergogenic aids are things that help you, in the gym, whether that's, a steroid, a caffeine, a beta alanine. And you guys will read about this in the book here. Just give you guys a general general, information on that topic there. But you just want to make sure that you're really spending a lot of time. I cannot stress this enough. I almost failed this test because I just felt like I wasn't prepared, so I had to go even harder on those sections. And again, do not be afraid to read sections more than once. Our brains cannot take in so much information at once. So again, ergogenic aids, weight management, nutrition analysis. Make sure you guys are studying hard on those sections. Make sure you guys are making sure that you guys understand what's being said, understand the concept, understand the formulas of what's being said. You just want to make sure that the information that you're reading is sticking to you. And just finally, the last thing I want to talk about here is just to make sure that you stay relaxed, right? Now, when it came to the training certification, that was a lot more information, right? A lot of, functional anatomy, physiology, corrective exercise, things of that nature where, you actually need to know the information. You need to know how to train somebody if, they have a deficiency, if they've been injured. You need to know what type of exercises are going to correct that, right? Now, with this book, as you guys can see, it is a lot thinner. It's not as thick as that training book. And I don't want you guys to feel as if, this is a difficult exam. It is a very laid back, easy exam. You just want to make sure, again, you take your time when you go into the exam. When you take the exam, it's multiple choice, 150 questions. You guys are gonna have 3 hours to take the test. Again, you guys make sure you take advantage of those practice tests. I'm telling you, when I got into that exam room, it was almost as if I was sitting in front of this computer desk right here taking the exam, because all the answers just came back to me, right? There was nothing on the exam that surprised me because, I was so used to just taking those exams. And again, just as a side note, the practice exam is almost similar, if not the exact same, as the final exam you get when you actually go in and take the test. They may rephrase the question, or they may give you a different scenario when they do like their, reasoning questions, but ultimately it's the same information. And there's nothing, if you've been looking and doing the ebook and doing the study guides and doing the practice test long enough, it's not going to be difficult at all. I take very much pride into, knowing that I took my time on this. I didn't rush it. I made sure I knew the information, and I pray that you guys do the same. So that was my basic, detailed, layout on how I personally prepared for this exam, and I did it, and I know you guys can do it too. Again, you guys want to make sure you take your time. Those sections that I mentioned earlier in the video here, make sure you put extra time into those sections. Those are going to give you guys the most information. Make sure that you guys are relaxed when you go into the exam day. Stay focused. Don't stay on a question more than 1 minute. You can always go back to the question. And again, I'll have links down below if you guys want to sign up for the NCSF exam. If the sport nutrition or the regular personal training or strength coach or whatever certification you want to take under NCSF guidelines, I'll leave that link down below. You guys make sure that you study right, and I pray that you guys all pass with flying colors. And again, this has been Riley Performance, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I got something coming. We out.